not feeling guilty and letting those emotions power your choices throughout the day. Because a lot of times that's where we hiccup on too. We get emotion starts to play a factor. We're sad, we're happy, and we're like, oh, biscuits. And so eventually that just like adds up, and then you're like, well, I'm not losing weight, I'm gaining weight, or I'm just staying in one place. And it's like we just have to check in sometimes. A lot of times it's just about checking in with ourselves and saying, hey, not that I'm not doing what I need to do, it's that, we're still continuing on some habits that are not benefiting us, or our emotions and our mental blocks are keeping our body from saying, hey, we're in a safe zone, we could progress from here.
If you found value in this video, like, share, or subscribe.
So welcome, thank you for joining us another episode of My Gut Loss. Today's guest, amazing, Areulior. Did I say that right?
Yes, that's how you say it.
Areulior. Listen, thank you for joining us. Let's just get into it.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, by the way. This is exciting.
If you had to give 3 tips to someone about to start on a weight loss journey, 3 tips, what would they be?
So, you already know, like, my favorite tip is, positive mindset.
Okay.
Keep that up. Second tip would be definitely self-awareness. Self-awareness is key. If you like your biscuits, and you notice that you're eating, over the recommended amount in an hour in a day, be self-aware of that, because then you can target it once you get to it. Hey, cut down my biscuits a little bit, cut it down at least 2 or 3.
400 calories.
Yeah, my third tip is don't be so hard on yourself. Weight loss is not a linear process. I don't know if y'all probably heard it before, but that's one of my favorite sayings. It is not a linear process. You're going to have curves up and down. As people, we have different things that go on in our lives, and sometimes that could be, we're ill, we have hormonal changes. Don't compare yourself to others. Keep going, change your habits, and just keep that positive mindset as much as possible.
Wait, it seems like you're going around in a circle, because you started with positive mindset.
Yes.
And it was like, don't be too hard on yourself, which is kind of like positive mindset again. And then it was like, well, don't watch other people too tough, just focus on yourself. It's going to be ups and going to be downs, but just keep on taking little steps with that positive mindset. It's just like all these 3 tips, just the one tip, positive mindset.
Yeah. Well, if you want the actual, like, going into the eating and physical part. So with that, like I said, calories, the more calories or energy, however you want to put it, kilojoules, kilocalories, the more you take in, generally speaking, the more likely you are going to gain weight. So be mindful of what you take in. Nutrition is not a one set protein, carbs, and fats. Even though a lot of things like a potato may just have mostly carbs in it, there's other nutritional factors in it. So keep in mind your nutritional aspects when it comes to choosing your foods. With exercise, try to just get in 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day can make a big difference, even if it's just walking. So, like, I'm big on the mental part of weight loss, just because I've worked with so many people who that's probably the hardest part to get through. Like, they could do everything else, but
because
if they can't get past that.
I figure you can't get the exercise right or the food right if you haven't sorted the mental part right.
Exactly.
And then as well, because it's an ongoing thing, which you said everybody's got their own journey. So focus on your journey. You don't compare yourself with anybody else. If you look at it that way, you realize that your food and your exercise, that's something that belongs to you. It's not anyone else can do the exercise for you. It's nobody else can sort out your meals for you. It's something you need to take personal charge of, and you could only do that if your mind is right.
Exactly. And that's why I'm so big on the mind. I know, a lot of people want to like focus on just the aspect of nutrition and the physical part, but so much happens in our mind that prevents us to getting to that part like you just went over. So I'm very big on just opening up self-awareness, releasing whatever it is that's keeping you from, doing the physical aspect, keeping you from eating nutrition, nutritious foods and stuff like that. So that's why I just like harp on that part, because I've just dealt with so many people who it's hard to get past that.
I think I agree with everything that you said. We do have, like we focus on the symptoms rather than the real issue, which is something's not correct up here, and that's why you keep running after those sweet chocolate topped biscuits. And if you were right up here, then you would know, okay, I could have one maybe once a week, but having 10 every evening may not be helping me. So you able to make better choices because you sorted out up here.
Exactly. Not feeling guilty and letting those emotions power your choices throughout the day. Because a lot of times that's where we hiccup on too. We get emotion, emotion starts to play a factor. We're sad, we're happy, and we're like, oh, biscuits. And so eventually that just like adds up, and then you're like, well, I'm not losing weight, I'm gaining weight, or I'm just staying in one place. And it's like, we just have to check in sometimes. A lot of times it's just about checking in with ourselves and saying, hey, not that I'm not doing what I need to do, it's that, we're still continuing on some habits that are not benefiting us, or our emotions and our mental blocks are keeping our body from saying, hey, we're in a safe zone, we could progress from here.
Thanks for watching this video. If you've got any questions that you'd like our experts to answer, please leave them in the comments below.